You know that feeling, right? You're in a conversation with someone from another country. You're both speaking English, but something's not clicking. It's kind of like you're running on Windows and they're on a Mac. You're using the same program, but the commands are just different. It happens to all of us, but figuring out why is how we start to fix it.
Okay, so let's get into it. Just imagine you're on a global team for a school project or maybe your first job. Everyone's brilliant, totally motivated, but for some reason, the project just keeps hitting these weird roadblocks. Why? Well, it's because you're not just trading ideas. You're trying to sync up a whole bunch of different communication operating systems.
To really see what I mean, let's look at a case study. We've got 4 university students, all from different continents, trying to work together online for the first time. Their project is on sustainable lifestyles. Simple enough, they all speak English, so what could go wrong? Well, let's see.
So let's meet the team. Think of this as looking at the specs for 4 different components that need to fit together to build one machine. First, there's Anya from India. Her speech is fast, kind of melodic. Then you've got David from the USA, who uses a ton of idioms, those little linguistic shortcuts. Fiona from Scotland has this really cool, strong accent. And Chidi from Nigeria uses intonation, the highs and lows in his voice to really emphasize his points. All perfectly good, high-quality parts, right? But yeah, in that first meeting, the machine is not running smoothly at all. In fact, it's clunky and super inefficient. Anya's talking so fast that the others can't really process it. Fiona's awesome accent is like a font that Chidi's system just can't read. And David's slang, it's like he's using keyboard shortcuts that nobody else's computer recognizes. The whole project is starting to sputter and stall. Okay, so check out this phrase from David. To him, this is just a totally normal, efficient way of saying, hey, let's pause this talk and pick it up again later. But for everyone else on the team, this simple little command is causing a complete system crash. And boom, this is the heart of the problem right here. David's internal user manual, his American English blueprint, says table this means to postpone, but Fiona, she might be working from a completely different manual, where that instruction sounds literal, like, wait, put it on a table? It's the same language, but they have totally different instruction sets. And here's what's so important to get. This isn't about anyone being difficult or not being smart enough. Anya, David, Fiona, and Chidi are all giving it their all. The issue isn't a user error, it's a systems failure. Their communication system just doesn't have a universal protocol to let them exchange data properly. But hey, the good news? Systems can be patched. So how do we patch this system? Well, we give them a toolkit. We're talking a whole set of diagnostic and repair tools so they can debug their conversations and get all those different components working together in perfect harmony. First things first, let's define the parts. An accent is just how words get pronounced. The easiest way to think about it is like a font. The actual text is the same, but Helvetica looks totally different from Comic Sans, right? Neither one is wrong, they're just different styles. Fiona's accent is her own unique, totally valid font. Next up, we've got intonation. This is basically the music of how we speak. So when Chidi raises his voice to stress a point, it's like he's putting a word in bold or italics. It's a tool he uses to add extra meaning and feeling to the raw text of what he's saying. And finally, idioms. This is David's table dis. Think of these like keyboard shortcuts. If you know that Ctrl+S saves a document, it's incredibly fast and efficient. But if you have no idea what that command does, it's just gibberish. Idioms are exactly the same. They're insider code. So here it is, the user manual for our team. A 5-step protocol to upgrade their entire communication system. 1. Listen actively. Don't just let the sound waves hit you. You gotta actually process the data. 2. Ask for clarification. If something doesn't compute, run a quick diagnostic. 3. Paraphrase to confirm. Just repeat the idea back in your own words, like, okay, so what I'm hearing is you want us to pause this till tomorrow. 4. Use neutral language. When you're in a group with different systems, maybe just avoid the custom shortcuts and stick to the universal code. And 5. Practice patience. Super important. Just remember, some people might be translating in their heads. Their processor might have a little bit of a lag, and that's okay. All right, so what happens when the team actually installs this new protocol? Let's check it out. They're going into their next meeting not just as 4 individuals, but as a real team with a shared system for getting each other. And the change is immediate. It's awesome. Instead of getting frustrated, Fiona now just asks David to run a diagnostic. Hey, what does that phrase mean? Anya makes a tiny tweak, slowing down her output speed a little.
And Chidi might add a little note, like, hey, the reason my tone went up there was because I think this part is really important. All that static and friction, it's gone. The machine is humming along. And because every single part is contributing at its full potential, the final product, their project, is way stronger and more creative than it ever would have been before.
And that's the real punchline here. The differences in how they all communicated, that was never a bug in the system. As soon as they got the right tools to understand each other, those differences became a feature, a really powerful one that brought in new perspectives, more creativity, and a much deeper level of understanding.
So in the end, intercultural communication isn't about getting rid of our differences. It's about building bridges between our different operating systems. It's about being curious, asking a few questions, and just being willing to write a tiny bit of extra code to make sure everyone is on the same page. So the real question is for you, in your next conversation, which one of these tools are you going to use to start building?